Hey guys, Z here, and I'm going to be doing the shotgun tutorial. A lot of people have asked me for it. I've been a bit reluctant because I think it is quite hard to learn off a tutorial. It is best to practice, but if people want the tutorial, I will give it them. So here it is. We're just going to jump straight into it. First of all, I'm going to play two like in-game examples of me just bodying with a shotgun. And then after you've watched these, I will begin to kind of talk you through the tutorial, and hopefully by the end of it, and after some practice, you'll be pulling off the same stuff. So again, these are just two clips. They're in the same life, and they're in the same area. That's why I used them, to show that it was like slightly consistent. And the wall bounce I'm doing is over the top, but it's there just to prove a point. So the clip's coming to an end now, but you notice I get the rampage on the little triple. And again, I made it look fairly easy there, if I say so myself. So what you want to do, the tutorial is beginning now. What you want to do is I just go and host a lobby. This is something I would have done if I'd had the chance of bots, but with Gears 1, sorry, I didn't. There was no bots, so you had to play against humans and get used to it. So just host a 1v1 game against a bot, or against a friend, which would be better. And just practice your aiming. Now I'll pause it. The shotgun shells go to the center of your screen. So when you pop shot, which is pressing the left trigger and the right trigger, it will go to the center of your screen. Hard aim and the hip fire, which is not aiming. So just practice finding that center of your screen. So I've spawned here. I'm just going to pick an object to practice my wall bounce and shot at. So I'm going to pick this little kind of alarm. So again, I'm just going to pop shot, just get used to the center of my screen. And I know exactly where it is, so I can hit it pretty much every time. But some of you might not. So again, I'm wall bouncing, and I'm either hitting it or I'm getting close to the area. And with the whole shotgun shell, then basically, even if you're remotely close, you're going to hit them or clip them and put them quite red. So just keep practicing and getting used to the aim, because there's no point me like lying to you and saying if you can't aim, this tutorial's going to help you. You've really got to get that aiming down. Okay, so the wall bounce, once you've got your aiming down, if you practice with a friend, then you can kind of work on positioning. But I will go back to aiming after this kind of private match section. I'll go into a public game and explain. So the wall bounce is simply pressing A and pulling back on your left thumbstick, and then taking cover, cancelling it with the left thumbstick. And you'll notice here I'm failing, and that's on purpose. If you're too far away from a piece of cover, you won't wall bounce, you will just roll, so make sure you are close to the piece of cover. So what you're doing is pressing A, sliding to the cover, you're cancelling it with the left thumbstick, rotating your camera with your right thumbstick, and then taking cover again. And you're just doing that as fast as you can. So again, I'm just warming up here, I'm just doing a pop shot, taking cover and spinning my camera and pop shot in that box. And that is pressing the left and right trigger at the same time. It does just as much power as a hard aim. And then once you've warmed up with the wall bounce, then you can try this little area. Just bounce off these 4 things, and your movement should be pretty on point. Remember to work on your movement. Get a friend to chase you and try to tag you with a smoke while you wall bounce away. Also, to pop shot, press the left trigger and right trigger at the same time. The next kind of aiming style is one where you're in cover and you kind of want to take a quick shot. You don't have enough chance to kind of say you've been put under a lot of hammer burst pressure, and if you pop out you get put full red. So you just want to whip over cover, so you're just pulling back with the left thumbstick and shooting, and you can get you get a lot of kills doing this. And the next one is obviously the hard aim. You can just hard aim out of cover, and that does a lot of damage. It'll two-shot most people, but it is slow. Now you notice here my character flipped. The game works on right-hand side advantage. So if you are on a right-hand side piece of cover, you can edge out, and the opponent can't see your body, but you can hit them. So a way to do it on a different piece of cover is to aim, and then pull back, and you notice here he's kind of stuck to the wall, and you can edge out, and you can still keep that advantage. Another one there is a roll shot. If you just roll and pop shot, at the end of the roll you'll mostly get a kill, and I'll put up a few real-life examples in a minute. So we're going to get to the health system now. Now my tutorials are slightly different. I'm not going to follow anybody else's tutorials. I've never looked at a shotgun tutorial myself, but this is a guide that I would have wanted when I was beginning Gears 1. So hopefully it'll kind of serve you well. So you got to know the health system. The health system's weird to any other game. You got to know when someone's full red. Two hard aim actives will have them pretty full red, okay, and then you can go on hard aiming down. Now if we play this again, you'll watch a couple of key things, okay. once I'm getting up here after getting downed, okay? I have active reloads, okay? Active reloads make a difference in this game. Okay, so I'll get the first shot off and the second. Now I want to go and push him, so I'll wall bounce because I wanted to... I don't know, I was just kind of showing you the wall bounce at the same time. But then I noticed he did the animation of hopping over cover. So I knew I had a free shot because there's nothing he can do. So I just go and hard aim him down, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you know the red, don't be frightened to go in and push them. Don't push them if you don't know kind of what health they're on or anything about the situation. If you think there's a team of lancers down there, don't go and push him. But if he's on his own and you've got him red, go free, like kind of go and push him. It's fine to do that. Next thing is kind of weapons selection, if I could get my words out. This is different to Gears 1 and Gears 2. This actually stalls your selection. So a lot of the times you'll be in a shotgun battle and you'll have pressed the left D-pad and you won't actually have taken out the shotgun and you'll end up dying. This is because it stalls the selection, okay? So when you run in here, you notice I've just pressed up once, but it stalls it, okay? I've pressed left, and then when I take to cover, it takes it out. So it kind of stalls it, and then when you do an animation, it takes out the gun. So that, for the kind of high level players, that'll actually mean a lot to them. For the newer players, that won't mean too much. It kind of basically means that when you roll out a spawn with a smoke, you can kind of immediately take your smoke out and run with your smoke, and then the second you've slid to cover, it'll take out your shotgun. So you can do things a tiny bit quicker, and it's just important that you know that, just so you don't get caught out by selecting the wrong gun, as I'm sure a lot of people actually haven't figured out that's what it does yet. It kind of stalls your selection. Okay, so now you've got the right gun and you're kind of moving up in the world with your movement. You can look at a different type of aiming. Now this one's very weird. You can run whilst aiming, and this is something I do a lot. If you sprint round a piece of cover, pressing A and pushing forwards on the left analog stick, if you hold the left trigger at the same time, you can actually aim whilst doing it. So you notice here I'm running whilst aiming for a split second, but that actually allows you to get a hard aim off whilst running round cover, which does more damage. So it's something I use a lot and not many people know about, so there's my little trick of the day. So you notice here you just sprint round, and you can aim whilst running around cover. So we'll go into some kind of real life situations right now in this game, and we'll show you, now that you've got your movement and your aiming going a bit better, how it can kind of help you in the game. So the first clip, I'm going to pick up the torque button on full red. Now you notice previously I was shooting a mannequin doing a roll. This is what I like to call the Riddler. We kind of like to they have no clue what's happened and they get shotgun. So I'm missing the torque bow, and I know there's two people and a boom shot coming in. So I'm put full red, so I want to try and run. I can't really run because I'll pause it now. If I begin to run down that massive long corridor, I'm going to get down. So I've got to do something heroic to try and kind of get myself out of this. So you'll notice I was practicing on that mannequin rolling and shooting. Now this is kind of a variation on it. You sprint in your full red and you roll backwards, and that guy didn't expect it and he's continued to run, and I actually get away here. So I'll play that again. What basically happens is I basically miss these torque bows, okay, and I get put full red. I know the map well, and an important thing is to know the maps, and I know there's a long corridor coming up. So if I continue to run, I'm going to get down. So I'm going to fake it. I'm going to sprint, roll back, he's carried on to sprint, and now I'm behind him, and I body him with a hip fire. And now I'm free to run on, and I survive. Next clip, I throw a smoke just to kind of secure the area, and I see a guy. It's important to know what guns he's got in order to kind of switch up the style. So this guy basically was too slow on the hard aim, so I was able to push him with a hip fire. And you will get sponges in the game. Sponge is basically a word for somebody that takes more damage than they should. That guy had a sword off, so I was very lucky to live, but what you want to do is just keep backing off, and just keep putting those quick shots, and you want to get as many shots in as possible if somebody's sponging. And we're going to look here. Again, I see a third guy. What I do is I shoot over here, and he thinks I'm going to, because I've shot over there, he basically thinks I'm going to go around that way, but I fake it, I roll, he thinks I'm going to go around this way, and I then check back. And I cover bust and I'm faster than him, so I'll get the kill. Okay, we'll play that back. What a cover bust is when you slide into cover, if you push A and forwards to run around the cover and shoot at the same time, kind of like what I was saying before, you basically will get a kill most times unless they sponge it. So again, I shoot, I fake it out, and then I push back, and I beat him to it. That's all that is, that's me faking him out, and I beat him to it. Next clip, again, this is all the same life. I'm sitting here, and I see two guys. Now this guy walks past me. Now I didn't shoot at him because I knew he was going to walk past me, okay? There was a little fraction there, I'll play it again. There was a fraction where I saw two people, and I thought, if I shoot one, both of them are going to shoot at me, so I just hope he doesn't see me. He doesn't, and then I come out behind him. And two quick little pop shots with the left and right trigger at the same time getting down. So, you can be patient with a shotgun. If you don't have to push every single situation, sometimes, you don't want to push it because you'll either get killed or there's just too many people and there's nothing wrong with that. So this is just me chasing somebody. I know I'm behind him, so I'm safe to chase him. And basically this is all that I'm doing. I'm just chasing him, and he doesn't know I'm there. You'll get a lot of kills like that just by chasing people. So this next clip we're going to play, these are all from the same game where I was actually going to get some footage for the tutorial, and it worked out quite well. This is what I talk about knowing the health system. I know the sniper's put him red, so I'm safe to push him. And it looks like, basically, I've just pushed down there and got 2 lucky kills. Whereas if we play it again, in theory, what actually happened is I got him red, and I just kept getting those quick shots off him and got him down. Now I can hear him. Now an important thing is about sound. I can hear there's a second guy there, and I've got somebody downed. So in my head I'm thinking he's going to revive him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snatch the revive out of his hand, and then he's doing the revive animation and there's no guy there. So he's basically another free shot, and that free shot manages to body him. So again, just keep an eye out for sound because it'll tell you what the enemy's doing. This is just a simple example of when you know the red, just keep the pressure on them, don't let them get away. Again, this guy's been shot, so I'm safe to push him. And again, there's that cover bust. Just be quicker than the opponent and be accurate. That's one of the main things with the shotgun. This is me shooting first because he's not facing me. I wouldn't really advise that. If we play it again, I wouldn't really advise it, but I know he's a bot, and once you've got the first shot off on the shotgun, if you're accurate, you'll get him down. There's no way he can come back and body me. So we're going to jump into the next clip right now. Okay, so I'm just going to run out of spawn. Looking if there's an ink grenade there. There is no ink, so I'm going to push up back to that area where I've clearly just died from. And what's going to happen is I'm going to be kind of brought with 3 people. Now what happens here is it looks like I just dominate him, and I do. So we're going to play that back and I'll explain what exactly I did. So I noticed there's 2 people, okay. Get that first hit fire on him, we're pretty much even on health. I dodge his second one by a strafe. A strafe is just sidestepping left and right, and my second shot lands and his doesn't. So now I've got a health advantage and he goes down. Okay, that split second, I jump back, and I just let myself dodge one more shotgun bullet by taking cover behind the wall. And then I begin to sprint at him. I'm going to sprint away from him and then quickly turn back into him. And he just gets confused and it kills him. Okay, so you can use the sprint. You don't have to just sprint down long corridors. You can throw in a little sprint and it will kill them. And this guy here, again, what I was talking about, shooting people in the back. Luckily I didn't shoot first that time because I noticed he had a boom shot. So I just wanted to get as close to him and try and body him. Otherwise, if I'd have shot him first, he would have just spammed around and boomed at me. Same life again, same area. Trying to wall bounce this guy out and I'm missing, so I begin to stop wall bouncing and in comes the strafe, just sidestepping left and right, and he just gets straight Superman and he leaves the game. Okay, so we'll just play that last section back again, I'll just talk you through it and that'll be the end of the tutorial. I want to keep it quite quick. So basically when you're in a tight area, you want to have a mix between wall bounce and strafe, but you don't just want to strafe and wall bounce kind of for no reason. Only do it if it's a viable thing, otherwise just hard aiming and getting down. So I was in a 2v1, so I had to use the right hand side and throw in a little random sprint. That's how I did it. I just bust around the cover, threw a sprint and then turned back into him. And I knew he had a boom shot, so because my friend had called him out, so I just got as close as possible before killing him, because if I'd have shot him from far away like I said, he would have just spammed around and boomed me. So this is the 1v1. I missed a few shots, and one important thing is to know when you're failing. I'm missing shots, so I just give up, and I resort back to my strafe, and it pays off. If he'd have been any better, he would have killed me easily because I missed so many shots, but it paid off. So that's all it is really for the tutorial. It's 15 minutes long. I hope that kind of served you well. And the best thing I can say is just to practice, you know. I can't put every single style of aiming, every single piece of cover. You've just got to work on shooting around that cover, learning when your opponent's red, and knowing when to push, and kind of what movement to throw in. If you're in a 2v1, just keep wall bouncing away from them. Don't wall bounce into them, because then they'll just predict where you're going. They'll say you just slide to the wall, say you slide to the same wall 3 times, eventually he's going to think, on the 4th time, oh, he's going to slide there, and he's just going to hard aim that wall and you're going to die. So keep it random, but keep it meaningful. So hopefully that shotgun tutorial helped. And now, in a couple of hours, I'm going to play the subscriber tournament, and the videos will be up shortly. So hopefully you guys will stay active on my channel, and thank you for all your support.